Welcome to Dinar Community, your trusted source for expert financial insights, up-to-date information on global currency markets, and focused coverage on the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong. Whether you're a veteran investor or just getting your feet wet in the world of currency speculation, we aim to be your reliable partner in navigating the opportunities and risks within this ever-changing landscape. Today, we dive into a topic that has captured attention across financial forums and investment circles alike. Could a small investment, say $250 or $2,500, genuinely unlock millionaire potential? At first, this idea may seem overly optimistic or like something straight from a fantasy. Yet, more and more experts, market watchers, and global currency enthusiasts are zeroing in on the Vietnamese dong, citing key economic progress and historical patterns that suggest it may be undervalued. The focus, once mainly on the Iraqi dinar, is now expanding to include the dong as a possible candidate for significant currency revaluation. Why the Vietnamese dong is suddenly in the spotlight? The growing interest in the dong stems from two major factors. 1. Its low current value. The Vietnamese dong trades at a very low exchange rate against major global currencies like the US dollar. That means with just a few $100s, investors can acquire millions of dong. 2. Vietnam's economic momentum. Over the past decade, Vietnam has evolved rapidly, transforming into a manufacturing powerhouse with rising exports, increased foreign investment, and impressive GDP growth. This economic transformation has prompted some to suggest that a revaluation, or at least a substantial appreciation, of the Vietnamese dong may be in the cards. Should such a change happen, those who invested early could see substantial returns. Understanding the numbers, let's take a closer look at how this scenario plays out numerically. At current exchange rates, around 23,000 dong equate to $1. That means, $250 could get you over 5 million Vietnamese dongs. $2,500 might secure you more than 50 million Vietnamese dongs. If the dong were to revalue, even slightly, the implications for holders could be significant. For example, if the rate adjusted from 23,000 Vietnamese dongs per USD to 10,000 Vietnamese dongs per USD, your $250 investment would now be worth approximately $575. In a more dramatic shift to 500 Vietnamese dongs per USD, the same holdings could be valued at over $11,000. While speculative, these scenarios help illustrate why the Vietnamese dong is being viewed as a potential high-upside investment. Behind-the-scenes bank activity. There have been whispers in financial communities about quiet preparations among certain U.S. banks. Some insiders claim that employees at various financial institutions have received training related to foreign currency handling, including the dong, and that back-end systems are being updated to accommodate unusual currency volumes. While no official statements have confirmed these developments are directly tied to the Vietnamese dong, the timing has raised eyebrows. Banks rarely allocate time and resources toward a currency unless there's an anticipated need. This kind of preparation has led some to believe that institutions may be quietly bracing for a possible revaluation or surge in customer interest. Proceed with caution, but with a plan. If you're considering adding the dong to your portfolio or already have, it's important to approach the opportunity with both excitement and diligence. Here are some essential tips. Buy from trusted sources. Only purchase dong from reputable dealers, ideally those registered with regulatory bodies or established banks. Avoid scams. Be wary of pressure tactics or offers that sound too good to be true. Keep your dong secure. Store it in a fireproof, waterproof safe or safety deposit box. Maintain records including receipts and proof of exchange rates. It's also a good idea to talk to your bank's foreign exchange specialist. Not all banks deal in exotic currencies like the dong, but some are beginning to expand those services. Find out what options your institution offers, from buybacks to verification services and documentation requirements for large exchanges. Stay informed and alert. One of the smartest moves you can make as a dong investor is to stay constantly informed. Follow credible sources of financial news, pay attention to updates from Vietnam's Ministry of Finance or the State Bank of Vietnam, and monitor international trade discussions. If a revaluation does occur, it might happen quickly, even overnight. Investors in other time zones might act before you're awake. This means preparation is critical. Set alerts, understand your financial goals, and be ready to move when necessary. Know the risks. As promising as it all sounds, let's not overlook the risks. There is currently no official announcement from the Vietnamese government or major global financial institutions confirming a revaluation is imminent. Like all foreign currency investments, this is a speculative play. It's subject to influences ranging from inflation and trade deficits to global politics and interest rates. Experts categorize these investments as high risk, similar to investing in speculative stocks or volatile startups. Never invest more than you can comfortably afford to lose. A reasonable sum, such as $250, could offer high upside, but should never represent your entire financial strategy. Timing and execution matter. If a revaluation does happen, your window to act could be brief. The foreign exchange market runs around the clock, but banks and dealers may have delays in reacting to fast-changing events. Being prepared with a plan is key. Know when you'll sell, how much you'll exchange, and what your target value is. Some investors even track international summits, trade deals, or official policy statements to gain insights into when a revaluation might be triggered. Being ready to respond swiftly and wisely can make all the difference. A hope beyond money. At its core, the interest in the Vietnamese Dong represents more than just financial gain, it's about hope and empowerment. In today's world of rising costs and economic pressures, the idea that a modest investment could change your life is compelling. For many, buying Dong is not about becoming a millionaire overnight, but about the chance to pay off debt, buy a home, start a business, or fund a child's education. The emotional appeal is undeniable. It's about having a shot at something greater, even if the odds are slim. And perhaps most importantly, this movement has inspired thousands to educate themselves about economics, foreign exchange, and smart investing. Whether or not the revaluation occurs, the journey itself can be transformational. Final thoughts. So where does that leave us? Is the revaluation of the Vietnamese Dong simply another internet-fueled rumor, or could it be a real financial event just around the corner? The truth is still unfolding. While there's no concrete confirmation, there are promising signals. Vietnam's rapid economic growth, increased attention from the banking sector, and rising public interest. If you're intrigued by the possibility of turning a small sum into a major opportunity, this may be the moment to prepare, not rush, but plan wisely. Do your due diligence, understand the risks, and invest within your means. Not everyone will walk away a millionaire, but for those who are ready, thoughtful, and informed, the Vietnamese Dong could be the spark that sets an extraordinary journey in motion. Like and subscribe for more videos.